All right, so the last reading log you're going to do is on inferring. And I saved this one to the end, kind of a nice, easy way to wind things up. You guys have already had experience using this word inferences when you're figuring out something in the text without being told directly. And so on this one, you're going to talk about an inference you made in the text and how that inference helped you understand the story. So to meet standard, you need to include a summary that I can understand. You need to have one piece of direct text evidence and an explanation of what you did for the strategy. You also need to explain how did that strategy help you understand the text. So here's my summary. And remember, my summary always relates directly to the strategy. The summary is not random. The summary is not about the whole book at this point. The summary is just about the part of the story that led you to make the inference. Here's what I said. In the short story Max at Sea, Max, a third grader, gets upset at his sister, his mom, and his mom's boyfriend, and runs away from home. He runs to the end of the street, through a forest, and down to a bay. Right next to the shore of the bay, a boat is sitting in the water. That's all I needed to summarize to get to the inference that I made. Here's my description. In the text, when Max sees the boat, the narrator tells the reader that the boat was his, Max's, if he wanted it. At this point, I made the inference that whatever happened after this point in the text wouldn't be real. And I know this is really similar to my determining importance one that I just did, and I understand that. The idea behind this is just an example. Here's why. The way boat ownership works in America, as far as I know, doesn't operate on the rule of finders keepers. So when Max just gets ownership of the boat and takes off with it, even though it's clearly not his boat, this made the story very unreal. So this is an inference I made. I made an inference that's not real because you don't just get a boat for looking at it, like it happened in the story. So how did it help me understand the story? This helped me understand the story better because now I know that none of the wild things in the island were real. They were just a product of Max's imagination, probably. Max invented the wild things in his head to make up for the fact that he felt powerless at home. In the story he made up in his head, he imagined he was more powerful than the most powerful things he could think of, the wild things. This is probably why they were crashing nests at the start of the story. It's a symbol of their power. So that's my explanation of how I made an inference and how that inference led me to a deeper understanding of the text and a better way to understand what's happening.